Oh my God.
Awesome. Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
I didn't know, Steve, did you want to say something before I got started?
Yeah, no, I want thank you to Darin for coming on, and thanks everybody for coming on to learn a little bit more about list reports. How many on the call who have their camera going have heard of list reports before the last week or two? No. All right, cool. So we Dennis acting like a teacher's pet here, all right, so list reports, we started talking to Darin about a month ago, right, Darin? And I remember from the first time we saw the demo, it was Kelly and I went on and saw a demo. We were pretty blown away at the offering and what it could bring for the agents, particularly on your listings. But even when you're sitting in an open house or, not even maybe working somebody else's listing. So we were able to get Kelly and Ryan and everybody on board to pull the trigger, and All Points Mortgage is sponsoring this. And the way it's RESPA compliant for us to be able to do it, since, literally you're not paying a penny to be on list reports, is because we give it to everybody. It's not based on us getting business. Every agent, whether it's somebody who gives us every single deal or somebody who doesn't, gets list reports. So that makes it RESPA compliant. And the coolest thing, and Darin's going to go through it, that I like is the fact that it takes you through the whole life cycle of the home. So from coming soon to just listed to under contract to just sold, which in today's market could be literally in the same day, but it takes you through that whole life cycle of the property. So with that, I want to turn it over to somebody who has a much better voice for this than I do, Darin Burton.
Well, we can just put my voice with your face, would be a great pair. Well, thanks everybody for taking some time, especially on a Friday, to take 30, 45 minutes out of your day to take a look at this platform. Ignore my face so you can keep your breakfast down. I'll start sharing my screen so you can actually take advantage of seeing what you guys are getting advantage of through All Points and Steve and his LOs. And just so you guys know, some of you or all of you should have received an email invitation. And it was brought to my attention, by the way, as well, that several of you may have gotten invitations with your old brokerage information. So apologies for that. Just be known that when you log into your account, you can update your information really simply. And I'll show you how to do that too real quickly. But we basically get your information straight from the MLS. So when, sometimes the old information kind of trumps whatever you're doing currently. So our apologies. We are not trying to confuse or spam you. This is actually a service that All Points is providing to you guys. Again, like Steve mentioned, it's a free platform, and it is to help you market yourselves effectively and efficiently. Okay. So can everybody see my screen? Okay. I just want to make sure of that first.
Yep.
Good to go. Okay. So before I get into the nuts and bolts of it, when you guys accept your invitation from that email invitation you should have received over the last 48 hours, all you need to do is go into your profile after you log in. And from here, this is where you can update your information really simply with your current headshot, with your title, your correct phone number. We should have obviously your email should be correct, but you can also go to the company section and update your company information as well, really simply right there too. So if we have your old brokerage information, again, our apologies, just go ahead and update it right here to your Century 21 brokerage info. Okay. Now with the platform itself, another thing you're going to start seeing again, more emails coming to you. Again, it's not spam. This is actually part of the product. And the reason we do this for you is because the platform itself is designed to help you with growth, not just for having listings. You don't need to have a listing in order to market yourself. And we all know how important it is these days, especially on social media, to make sure you have a big presence on your social media. So your sphere of influence knows that they should be contacting you first and foremost for any real estate questions they might have. So on a daily basis, you're going to be getting a newsletter from us. It also gives you access to 2 to 3 different real estate articles that you can share directly to your database. You can post it to Facebook, LinkedIn. We'll also give you tidbits if we have any, say, new products that you have access to that you can take a look and see what that is, or just some ideas that we are coming up with our product team to help you kind of mix up some of your social media posting as well. So we're always and constantly, we're basically, think of us as your assistant. So we are in all aspects your virtual assistant, and this email is part of the live product. You don't have to necessarily be logged into your account to take advantage of the real estate articles, the social media content, right? This is one that came out today. Content for your listings, if you have listings, like digital postcards, open house flyers, being able to share local market housing data with your sphere of influence, which was huge right now. And I'll show you how this looks. It's incredible assets you have access to that's all free. And because of this, after you've logged into your account, whether it's from your cell phone or your desktop, you can easily access just by clicking on the image. If you like today's shareable, it'll take you right into your account to the staging page where you can then easily post this to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Instagram, right? We want to make it really simple for you and be able to post something literally within a matter of 10 to 20 seconds. So you could be sitting, at a coffee shop in the morning, you forgot to post something on social media, take a look at your list reports email and see if you like the content that was delivered to you that day, and then easily post it to Facebook. And the way you do it, once you get to the staging port right here, is you'll notice we have on here, the second thing you can do is choose your branding. All right, so you can go into here and you can of course choose the Century 21. Oh, it's showing my LO one. Let me go over here. Your Century 21 branding, okay? But also on the branding, I want to point out to you is that you'll see other brokerages on here, like Keller Williams and everything else. This is not to add those brokerages information. I just want to make that clear. This is strictly just to provide you different color palettes, because each shareable might look better with a different background color than another one might, right? So if I choose eXp Realty, I'm not putting eXp Realty information onto the shareable. Okay. Of course, Century 21 should look pretty good with this one because of the black background and the gold. So this is what the branding part of it will look like. And then you can see here, you can even add a tagline, and you can create as many different taglines as you want to, just to add some more personalization to that post. Okay. And then from posting it, what's nice is, let's say you want to say something about the post, but don't know what you want to say. We give you a suggested caption that you can easily use as well. And all you need to do is just click on this copy caption part right here. And if I'm going to post it to Facebook, there's a hyperlink right here for a Facebook share. The first time you do this, it will ask you for your Facebook login. So if you're like me and you can't remember your Facebook login, you'll just have to reset it. But from that point going forward, every time after that, it'll automatically take you right to your Facebook staging page. Because this is where you're going to tell us where you want to post that shareable, which should be to a page you manage, because you want this to go to your business page first. You want to start getting traction on your Century 21 business page. Okay. And then of course you can always share it from your Century 121 business page to your personal page. So that way you're introducing your personal sphere of influence to your business page. And then they can start liking your page, start getting these posts more frequently. Okay. Now I'll show you what this looks like on my old brokerage here. Now, if you want to say something about this, remember I clicked on that copy caption. I can now just paste that right here. Okay. And it has, you see here, all the hashtags. They're available in here as well. But the one thing you're going to want to do every single time you post, even if you don't know what to say, is always tell your audience to click on the image below to private message me. Sorry, I'm a terrible typer. I'm going to let it be misspelled. That's fine. Now, what's going to happen is, I'm going to go ahead and post this, is this shareable has lead capture. You can potentially get leads from your Facebook post. Okay. So what happens is the consumer will see that post on your Facebook page. Let me go ahead and refresh it. And they see the image and they'll click on it. Okay. Here's what I just did. When they click on it, it's going to open up another window that they, oh, sorry, it's got all this stuff in here. Let me get out of here, and it might take me to that again because I didn't clear my cache. Yeah. Well, it will open up a window where they can get in touch with you easily. The other stuff that's opening up is something I'll show you here in a second too, but it'll open up another window and with a contact card. Now that individual can get in touch with you privately through that message. All right. Now, what you guys were seeing on the other things I was clicking on was one of the other features on here I mentioned on this email is this local market housing data. Okay, we all know that everybody's struggling with low inventory, right? You want to be able to share relevant information with your database, with your sphere of influence about what's going on in their specific market area, right? So in here, what you can do is, and again, you see it took me right to the staging page. You can select whatever zip code or city that you are wanting to showcase. And you have 4 different templates you have access to, okay? So you can select whichever template you think looks the best. And then you can put in either the zip code or the city. So this zip code is for Newport Beach, California. So I'm just going to type in Newport Beach, California. So this will then get all the zip codes for that city and update the median price, the number of active listings, how many days on market, and new listings in the last 5 days. Okay. So now when I go to post that, it will look like something like this right here, where I have now, find that one I did last week, an easy shareable for either the zip code or city that I chose. And again, you're going to tell people to click on the image below to see your local market data and new listings, right? Because what's going to happen is when they click on here, now they're also going to see active listings in that specific zip code or city you chose, and the web page is branded to you. And what's nice about this, I think you guys will all agree, has a very similar look and feel to a Zillow page for a consumer, right? Except it's not Zillow. This is your private web page. They can now look at these other properties, again, branded to you immediately. So they're just seeing your information. It's also interactive for the consumer. Now, one of the things that we have that we're really known for, so for those of you that have heard of list reports before, one of our famous parts of our flyers, which I'll show you in a second, is our infographics, showing the consumer what's nearby. Well, on these websites, we make this here, the nearby information, interactive. So these little circles light up, and oops, what happened? And I can actually click on these. If I click on coffee, which I desperately need right now, this will open up a Google map for the consumer to see where the nearest coffee houses are to that listing and tell the consumer what those coffee houses are. Same thing with hospitals, pharmacies, gas stations, whatever the case might be. But you can see here is an interactive experience for the consumer. So you have access to a very consumer-friendly, a great consumer experience. And they can even go in here if they wanted to start changing it up. They want to just look at, homes that have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, or if they want to just find, multi-level homes, and that's it. They can go in here, they can start changing around and start playing with this, with your web page that they got to from your Facebook post. So we're helping you protect your sphere of influence. They're not going to an outside source to look at these listings, but you still have a very powerful means to show active listings in whatever market area you choose to your database. You can even, if you wanted to, you can send this directly to a client. This red share tab right here gives you access to be able to choose if you want to do a social media post, or if you want to email this to your database, or if you're actually accessing this from your cell phone, maybe you want to text it to a consumer. You can copy this link and you can text this to one of your consumers directly. Hey, Tony, here's today's local market housing report for Newport Beach. Take a look and look at the new listings here, right? Another way you can engage with your clients directly through something super simple, okay? Now, before I go back to the email, what I want to do is I'm going to showcase or show you guys what you guys get with regards to the different marketing that's available to you for what Steve was mentioning earlier for your actual marketing kits. So one of the other benefits of having a list reports platform is that when you have a new listing, what our platform is going to do is identify when you have a new listing within 1 hour of that listing hitting the MLS. So you do not have to request a marketing kit for your own listing. What will happen is we will create and deliver that full 25-piece marketing kit to you within 1 hour, okay? And what it looks like when you log into your account, you'll first get an email from us telling you that your marketing kit for 123 Main Street is now available. You click on the view marketing kit from that email. It'll then take you right to the marketing kit for that listing into your list reports account, where from here, you can decide what asset you want to use to promote your listing. Whether it's any one of our 4 different digital postcards that you can share, just listed, an open house, under contract, or recently sold. Whether it's just a direct property website itself that you can share. Or let's say you have an open house this afternoon and you want to download your open house flyer and just print it from your desktop, you can do that as well. And this is what our flyers look like. So again, even though it's coming to you guys automatically, without you having to upload photos, type in any descriptions, we get all the information right from your MLS. So whatever you put onto your MLS for your listing, that's what we extrapolate and put onto the flyer. The description, the photos we automatically select for you. We also include a second side to the flyer. So it's a double-sided flyer. And this is what I was mentioning earlier with regards to the consumer infographics on the back of the flyer that shows the consumer the local area conveniences, the schools, outdoor activities, and neighborhood eateries that are nearby the property. Okay. Now, you'll also notice on the front of the flyers that we have this little gold toolbar in the front, which tells the consumer if they want to get more information about the listing, whether it's financing or listing information, they can text this code. Now, this code right here is either auto-generated for you with just a generic number, or, which I highly recommend you guys do, the first thing you do when you log into your account is create your own reusable short code. The reason you want to do this is you can actually assign a vanity code to all of your active listings. Because the way our tracking works on these text lead codes is we actually have GPS tracking embedded within this text data. So when a consumer texts that number, this 800 number here never changes. They text your code, we're going to GPS track where the consumer is, and we know where they are within a half-mile radius of your listing. So what's going to happen is they text the code, they will then get a link to this single property website. And then we are going to immediately notify you within 10 to 15 seconds that you have a new prospect that wants to learn more about your listing. So now you have a good lead because you have their cell phone. You can immediately call them and ask them if they have any questions about your property. And this is what the consumer will receive on their cell phone, which again is mobile friendly. This here, they can see all the details about the property. They can see the entire photo gallery. So now all the photos that you upload into the MLS is going to be there as well. We will also attach, if you guys are doing virtual tours, virtual videos of your property, there will be a link right here in the upper right-hand corner that will take the consumer to your virtual video as well. They get the area information about the property, and of course, they're going to see your contact information right here as well. And they can even, if they want to directly get in touch with you, they can fill out this card and send another message to you with why they want to talk to you. Okay. And another thing you notice on here too is, again, we are providing them local housing market information, right? For that, where that listing is located. And again, more clickbait. We know that consumers like to look at other properties, and you probably already know this better than anybody. When you put property websites onto your webpage or to your social media, what usually happens with the consumer? They'll then go to Zillow to look at other properties in the area as well, right? So now they don't have to. They have this link right here, see homes in this area. They click on here and it's going to go to your branded website that they can now look at those other listings in that area where your listing is located. And any one of these properties they click on, again, is going to have your information on the top of the page, nobody else's. We're promoting you. The listing agent's information will be on here because legally we have to put their information on there. But as you can see here, we literally use the smallest font that we're legally able to use for that agent. We're not trying to promote the listing agent, of course, unless, of course, that listing agent is you. All right. So again, this is a very clean, easy experience for the consumer to get information about not just your listing, but they can also get information from you about other active listings in that market as well. I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick right here, as I just want to see if anybody has any questions so far.
You guys are muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Either everyone's just completely blown away and they're speechless, or my face has scared everybody and they don't know what to say right now. Quiet crowd for a Friday.
I have a question. When the listing is yours, does the font get any bigger or just stays the same size?
It stays the same size, but when the listing is yours, again, your information is still going to be front and center on the top of the page here again anyway. Okay. And the one thing that's, and I wish I could show it to you guys differently, I have a beta platform that has something we're working on, another consumer experience platform for you guys are working on. That's why you see this move to interested. What yours is going to show instead is going to show a contact me right here. So the consumer, if they have a question about any one of these listings they see, they can contact you directly from here, and it'll open up a contact card for them to fill out their information. And then again, you get notified from us directly that that consumer wants to talk to you about this specific listing.
Darin, would it be helpful to go into one of our LO? I know Cliff has a few agents in his already.
That's
to log
okay.
in as him? No, okay. All right.
That's okay. I mean, when you guys, after you get done with this call, I mean, I would hope that some of you guys are going to go into your account and start playing around with this and even post something on social media today so you can see the experience. I mean, you should, right? It's really
Yeah.
easy to do. It takes a matter of 10 seconds or so, and then you can see what the consumer experience looks like. And it's very clean, very easy for the consumer to navigate through this information. The data, so you guys know, this data updates every 15 minutes, 7 days a week. So if one of these properties on here goes pending, it'll fall off this page. Okay.
The other thing to mention, and I know Debbie's on here, but one of the goals is for not only for our marketing department, but also Century 21 All Points marketing department. They have access to the LO's logins, so they could go in here on a daily, weekly basis and just grab some of the listings and do some of these postings for you. So even for the LO or the agent who really doesn't do anything on here, that's too busy to do it, you may have some things posted on your behalf and start to generate leads without you even knowing about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is a great tool, for us to use. I had one question though, just about the text code. Are we able to take that code and like apply it to something, let's say that we do, or does it have to be part of your marketing? Because I mean, if we text it out, it's going to eventually just go to you anyways, correct?
It will, and you can use that
Okay.
code anywhere you want to answer your
So we
question.
can apply it to any of our marketing as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the way it works is, so when you go into your account, you're going to want to go into your settings, okay? And it'll take you, you want to go to marketing kit settings. And from the marketing kit settings, this is where you can create your own reusable shortcode, okay? And then one of the things you can do is you can put this on your social media, right? Like I mentioned, the 800 number never changes. To see all my active listings, text Billy D home to 800-701, I think it's 6609. It's also applicable to, you'll notice we have here a shop section here. We have sign writers, okay, that you can apply to your signage out front and then take advantage of the reusable shortcode on your sign writers. So here's another way how this works and how this benefits you. As I mentioned, the text to lead code will GPS track the consumer within a half-mile radius of your listing. Let's say, for example, you have 2 listings within a half-mile radius of each other, but one listing is literally right around the corners, tucked away in a cul-de-sac. I mean, how many times have people probably driven by your Main Street listing, but had no clue you had another listing right behind that house, right? This takes care of this, because if both properties are within a half-mile radius of one another, when that consumer drives by, sees the signage on one of your properties, they text that code. Instead of just getting the one listing, because again, our system is looking for listings within a half-mile radius of that consumer, we will then send them a link to both of your active listings at the same time. So now they can see both your active listings from a simple text. We have many agents that will use their text code on their Facebook page, because again, most consumers, if they're doing it from home, you might have 10 active listings. Fantastic. They send that text, they'll get a list and a link to each of those 10 active listings. So it becomes a great way for you to mass advertise your active listings. Okay. And for these sign writers, if you want to buy them on your own, they are 40 for one, or no, 60 for one, 40 for, what is it? It was 40 for one. It's 50 for one, 70 for 4, and 110 for 10. So basically you can get, 10 of them for $10 a piece, really inexpensive. And for anybody,
And they're
that's
reusable.
and they're reusable.
Yeah,
So,
I think so. So the system's free. Any printing of flyers, printing of postcards. Obviously, if you want to purchase sign writers, all of that is in addition. But the design and creation of the design is all free. You get them on every single one of your listings.
thanks for clarifying that. And I should have said that too, Steve. Yeah. So everything is free about the account, like Steve mentioned earlier. Outside expenses, we don't control. We use third-party vendors for the sign writers if you want those. So that's their cost and that's their discount to us. for you having a list reports account. Okay. All right, so I'll go back into the marketing kit real quick here too, just to make sure I can cover all the different assets you guys have access to. Another thing I wanted to show you too is, again, the digital postcards. So again, we know that for the last 2 years, and even currently, a lot of times you don't need to print flyers. That's great. But again, it's extremely important that you guys are marketing yourselves on your social media. So a just listed postcard, or even an open house postcard, digital postcard, if you want to post that. On here, what's nice about this is, again, these digital postcards you can easily share on Facebook, LinkedIn, directly with your database, and you also get different templates you can choose from. All right, so each one of these postcards, you can either select the one that has the 3 images in full, the 3 images like this with the open house in the corner. If you want a little roadmap of the local area conveniences, and then the other one here just has a single image and then the information about the open house. And of course, too, what you can also do, since we have the multiple photos, remember, we are just selecting photos that you put on the MLS. If you don't like the kitchen shot we chose, you can go in here and change that kitchen shot, right? These are just, we're only taking your photos. So if you want a different photo on there, you can go in here and easily change it up on your own as well, okay? Another thing you can do for the open house digital postcards is you can actually add dates and times. So if you have one this afternoon from 1 to 4, for example, you can put the date and time on here, and it'll add that to the digital postcard, okay? And then the digital postcard, I did one a little bit ago. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to put too many on here. This is what it looks like with the open house date on there as well, right? And again, click on the image to see all the listing details, or contact me directly if you'd like to learn more, is right there. Click on the image. It takes the consumer again to your property website for that listing, where they can see your information, right? All the photos from your listing right there. And again, they can now look at similar homes if they want to as well. So it's a little different look and feel, but it still gives the consumer the same consumer experience. And again, they can go into here now and still see other listings in your area, but we're protecting them and making sure they're staying in your sphere of influence and not going to Zillow or Realtor or anything else. Okay, so that's how the digital postcards look, and they're very professional looking. And it is an easy tool for a consumer to just click on and see that information. So again, you have the different templates. You can add the times. If you have multiple dates, you can add as many on there as you want to, and then go from there. Okay. Now, going into the marketing kit as well, another thing I want to point out to you guys also is Steve had mentioned that the marketing kits cover everything from coming soon to just sold and everything in between, right? And the reason we do that, that's why it sounds like a lot, 25 pieces of marketing. But the reason we do this is we want to make your lives actually easier. So you do not have to go into your account to request something new, right? When that property sells, you already have a just sold flyer, right? Or if you want to go do door knocking or leave postcards, the postcards cover every single life cycle event for your listing. So you already have available to you open house postcards, just listed, coming soon, under contract. They're all there for you easily to go ahead and print right from your desktop, or have your marketing individuals print them out for you on professional print. And then you can actually go and start taking these out. And I actually saw, which was kind of cool, about 3 weeks ago now, one of our list reports postcards on my door the other day, right? So I know a lot of agents, at least out here in my area, they're starting to pound the pavement again. So you don't have to necessarily just do the mailer. If you want to just go pound the pavement and knock on doors and meet the neighbors, this is a great way to do so as well. And the postcards look great, okay? Another thing you have access to as well is during your open houses, we do have open house sign-in sheets you can take advantage of. They look like this right here. But I would highly recommend getting away from the standard, write your name and email down here and your phone number, right? How many bad emails or bad phone numbers have you guys gotten over the years doing open houses? Instead, we have something in here called a Go Green Flyer. What a Go Green Flyer allows you to do is to be able to have people register for your open house digitally by texting a code like this right here to get the information. And why? This again is a lead capture. They're going to text the code. They'll be sent the link to the property website right to their cell phone. And now you have a tracking system, a pipeline of individuals that went to your open house that day with actual cell phone numbers that you can then easily follow up with after the open house is done. Not to mention, they now have your website with all the different fun tools from the look at other listings in the area. And even if it's just a nosy neighbor, who cares? You got that nosy neighbor's cell phone number now that you can follow up with, put in your CRM and do the appropriate follow-up. Okay. And what a lot of agents will do is, there's 3 different designs you can use in here, right? Put them in high traffic areas as well. Ask them when they first walk in, thanks for coming by. The seller would really appreciate you register so they knew who came by today. Please text this code to do so. If they don't have their cell phone, then use the sign-in sheet like the regular way. But if they do, super simple. And then put some more in high traffic areas, the master bathroom, the living room, the backyard, other areas where as they're walking through, they're enticed again to text that code. Okay, if they didn't do so, like if there's a bunch of people coming in at one time. So this is a great way to, again, kind of get away from the old school fashioned of the sign-in sheets where you don't get actual contact information, to kind of help you guys out with that there as well. Not to mention, you can also leave these, if you don't want to just leave a full flyer, right? If you don't want to do the double-sided print, and you just want to leave some flyers in the signage out front after the open house is over, go ahead and put these in here. It gives the consumer just enough information to kind of tease them about wanting to learn more about that property, right? Because there's no description on the property here. There's no additional photos. It's just saying, hey, if you want to see what it looks like to live in this home, text this code. Okay. I want to go ahead and pause again real quick to see if there's any questions about the Go Green flyer or about any of the different flyers you have access to in here.
Really quick, with the open house text, does it also capture if they have a realtor already representing them? Because
No,
you said then we'd be able to get back in touch with them. I don't want to contact someone's
No,
client.
it wouldn't do that. And unfortunately, I mean, it's the same as if they were to write their phone number down. I mean, obviously they would say, or you talking to an agent, but it still doesn't hurt to give them a call, Tony, right? I mean, I was a mortgage banker for 18 years, so I understand what you guys are going through right now. And it's tough. It's probably the toughest time that anybody has been in, because it's a completely different type of environment right now, right?
Mhm.
But just to have the phone call, have the conversation doesn't hurt. They obviously want information about the property. So if they even are with an agent, maybe they literally just found that agent on Zillow. Maybe they have no loyalty to that agent yet, right?
Okay,
So,
all right, thank you.
You got it.
Hey, Darin,
Steve.
and that, I think, Tony, that was a great question. Could they set up a reply text or some type of drip that comes automatically? So let's say you do sign up through one of these green sign-in sheets at an open house. Could there be an automatic text that goes to them saying, hey, it was great meeting you, or whatever? Do you happen to have, if you don't have an agent working for you already, click here, that type of thing?
No, we don't have that right now because we're not a CRM. We're strictly just marketing. So I know there are CRMs out there that you can add text replies. So if you have something like that in place, then, I mean, every lead you get is going to drop into, again, I'm sorry, I have a beta thing right here. It's not going to say Robin in your account. It'll say leads right here. Okay. Where mine says Robin. This is where all the, it'll show inbound leads is what it'll show. That's where it'll come across. If they just texted it, it'll come across as a prospective lead, right? If they fill out the card, it'll have their full name and email and all that type of stuff. But when they text it, it'll say prospective lead, and it'll have their cell phone number, and then just add that, into your CRM for a text reply if you have that set up. Okay. Great question. Any other questions about the marketing kit at all?
It looks amazing.
All right. So one last thing I want to mention is you see here this big red edit tab. So what you are able to do, because remember, you're getting this sent to you automatically within 1 hour of your listing. And I already, referred to the fact that you can change the photos if you don't like the photos we selected for you. But you also have the power to change any other information you think is relevant as well. For example, let's say your listing is located in an area where there aren't any good schools with good ratings on there. So you have the ability to either go in here and select a different school, or if you know there's a nearby school, like maybe there's a brand new academy school that just opened up, you can actually go in here and you can edit that information. You also have the ability to, if you like the schools or there just aren't any other good schools, but you just don't want to show the ratings, you can go in here and you can actually just remove the actual ratings from the report, but it'll still show the names of the schools there for you as well. Okay. And you can do the same type of edits again with regards to local area, like outdoor information section. We are just getting this data from a third-party vendor. So we don't know all the time unless they pick it up if there's, say, for example, a new golf course nearby, right? Or if there's a different park that you think is more relevant that consumers would like to go to instead of the ones that we put on here. You can edit all this information really simply. And there's different types of, you know, deals here. If it's closer to a beach, you want to show the beach instead of the park, you can do that as well. Okay. You also, like I mentioned with the photos, you saw the template here for the open house flyer. Okay, all the flyers look the same. The templates are identical. Okay, it will just change to either just listed, coming soon, under contract, or even promotional ones without any text on there. But one of the things you can also do is you can change up the number of photos on there. So when you go into here to update or select new photos, you can also, if you don't want to have the 3-photo template with the bedroom and bathroom blocks here, you can actually select more photos so that this way you'll have, you know, 5 photos instead of the 3 photos. Okay. And some people like to do that because they prefer to have more photos of the property. Maybe it's a higher end property. You want to showcase more of the interior or the backyard on that flyer. Okay. You can also do that too. And again, like I mentioned, we are only using your photos that you added to the MLS. So if you don't like any of the photos we chose, you can go in here and easily choose a different photo. Or if you update your photos, you can easily go in here and you remove all these photos from this, and then just upload the brand new photos you got from the professional photographer. And then our system will take it from there and put those new photos onto the template. Okay. So you do have a lot of flexibility when it comes to the marketing platform or the marketing material itself. Another thing that you are getting access to as well, going back to social media and that email I was showing you earlier, is something we call list packs. What list packs is, this is a way that you can showcase active listings in your area. It's a clickbait, right? You saw this, the different ones that showed, like, you know, the top 10 largest homes in the area, or I think the one I showed you guys earlier was the most expensive homes in Newport Beach, like this one right here, right? So there are different ones you can choose from in your list packs. And what list packs is, again, is basically condensing active listings in a specific area that you choose that have common themes, right? And here are some of the different themes we have. They're basically what we call our grab and go list packs. We also give you the ability to create your own custom list packs. Okay. So if you want to create a list pack for a consumer, or if you just want to get creative, and like I did this one here, Bill's Coastal Home Tour, and you have homes along a shoreline or one of the 3 rivers that you want to promote as well, you can make a list pack based on that information there. Okay. And what the list packs do, again, go back over to here, it gives you the ability to farm yourself in whatever market area you want to choose. So the way List Reports defines a market area is by city, zip code, or even by neighborhood. So when you create a market area for you to promote, you can actually type in up to a combination of 8 cities or zip codes or neighborhoods for that listing, okay, or for that list pack. And when you're doing a custom one, you can also select the price range and all the different factors here for the listings that you only want to promote when you push that out to your social media or directly with a client. Okay. So, and what they look like, again, on the main one, like I did one of those clickbait ones, where is it? Top 10 largest homes around 92630. Exact same type of format with regards to the web page. Again, you guys saw earlier, but now it's showcasing these 10 largest homes, right? So the first ones on here are going to be the 10, and then it will actually give them access to all the other listings in the area as well, right? But it's just something, again, more clickbait, an easy way for you guys to showcase active listings. Because again, all of you guys are dealing with low inventory right now. It happened for the last 2.5 years, and that's not going to change anytime soon. We all know it. Okay. But you need to be able to promote yourself, not just for your consumers to see and know that you are the person they should be calling and reaching out to ask questions about real estate, but you are also the person that has an endless supply of listings that they can contact you about as well. And there's nothing easier than just using one of these easy social media shareables, which you can also, by the way, too, text to a client, right? If you have a client right now that's actively looking for homes, which I'm sure all of you guys do, and I'm sure that these clients have been looking for homes for about 18 months now, outbid 20, 30 times. It's crazy. Anyway, send them a link. Say, hey, I've got a brand new link to kind of showcase some homes in the areas that we're looking at. You can create a custom list pack for your client, okay? And make it based on the homes that they're looking at. Sorry, I meant to go to the custom list pack. And then this information for your client, again, it updates every 15 minutes, 7 days a week. But now you're giving them something different, because I guarantee you, even with the great tools you guys have right now, that if you're using the MLS links that the consumer gets is usually just overwhelming with information. And they still will go to Zillow. They'll still go to Realtor. So you can text them your own custom list pack that gives them this consumer experience that mimics a Zillow page. Okay.
So Darin, so let's say Tony talks to somebody today who's a buyer who wants to search in a certain price range and wants a waterfront property or a pool or great schools or whatever it is. Once she puts that in and creates that custom list pack, every day it could change. So as new homes come on the market, it's gonna update.
Correct.
Wow, that's probably the coolest feature, I think, of this whole system. And then so down here, you created these custom ones. You created Dream Home Islands. If you log in tomorrow, that may be 16 listings.
Correct.
Or maybe 12 listings.
Or maybe 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can even change today, right?
Yep.
So. Yep.
There's a lot to this program.
There really is. And it's not designed to make it overwhelming for you guys. And one of the things that I mentioned to Kelly as well is we're not looking to replace anything you guys already have access to, because we're not trying to, again, overcomplicate your lives. You guys are extremely busy. It's literally to help just simplify things and give you something that's on top of what you have, something creative to use that's easy to use. And that's why I said in the beginning to take advantage of just the email here, on a daily basis. We're going to give you guys recommendations of different shareables you can post, different list packs you can maybe post. And if you decide to do it, great. If you don't, no harm, no foul. But at least we're trying to make your lives easier. So you're sitting there having a cup of coffee and you say, oh, I haven't even posted anything on social media today. I should do so. Here you go. Just click on the image, takes you to your staging page, hit post. And in 20 seconds, you've got something in your social media and go about your day. Okay. And the real estate articles, just so you guys know, the notables, the links are embedded within those, but the links do not take your client to an outside source that's going to show, or I should say, direct them to any competition. It's taken directly to the source of the article so they can just read the article. Now, we do not have control over any other cookies, because obviously we all know sometimes when you go to your Google page, you'll get pop-up ads from different things in areas that you visited. We have no control over that. That has nothing to do with list reports. They will go directly to the actual source of the article to read the article. But if they get a pop-up ad from, I don't know, Loan Depot, that has nothing to do with list reports. That just has to do with that consumer's particular cookies and their settings and their website. Okay. So just be aware of that. But again, it's to help you have some sort of content you can share with your clients. It's about having content you can have engagement. Okay. Even if you want to do, I don't know if any of you guys ever do videos with your database and send videos to your database, but something you can quickly read about current matters that's going on in the real estate. You can just read a couple of paragraphs of this article. It gives you something to kind of use as a script. Okay. So somebody, oh yes, question.
Yes, I have a question for you. So what would be the best practice to use it as a landing page? And if so, I mean, I understand like it's a great tool to capture lead, but it's not connected to CMA, right? To put it on, like it doesn't have like CRM. I'm sorry, like it's not connected to CRM that we use.
That's great.
Okay, so it's extra step for us to take that lead and put into CRM.
Yeah, but what you can do is any leads you guys get into your account, you can actually go to your profile and under where it says My Data, you can export those leads into a CSV file and then put them into your CRM.
Okay.
Okay. And I saw this great, I'm going to share this with you guys, that in my opinion, truly explains what you guys are doing every single day. This is your agent's life right here, right? I'm sure this resonates with every single person on this call right now. You guys are extremely busy, and we know it, right? Everything you have to do, from coordinating, the closing process, to resolving issues, to, writing ads and whatever else you have to do to promote yourself and market yourself, right? And of course, List Reports hits a ton of these little parts right here, but condenses it into a really simplified fashion, so you have everything in one place. Okay, using the email just to remind yourself, oh, I should post something on social media. Click, 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 post, right? Or I haven't posted anything in a while about listings or local market housing data. Maybe you want to try and do that like on every Friday, so your sphere of influence sees local market housing at the end of the week before going into the weekend. Here's your local market housing data for the week of, May 6th. Take a look at these listings in your local neighborhood and give me a call if you have any questions, right? Super simple. And you can literally post that within 30 to 60 seconds. So it's not to add to your overwhelming daily routine you guys already have. It truly is designed to help mitigate, make you more efficient, and help you market yourselves easily as well.
I have a question, Darin.
Yes.
So if somebody has a question, how do they, is it to contact us down the bottom, because there's going to be questions. Once you start using it and playing around with it, you're going to inevitably come up with questions. That's number one. Number two is, are there good like video tutorials on here? So let's say, because the list pack is really cool. Is there something that like the invite an agent up there, watch video? Are there the watch video for every portion of this?
Yeah, so we have in your account, and when you go to the resources, we do have video tutorials that cover literally every different step of the platform. We also have webinars that you can actually are recorded that you can watch at your leisure. Okay, so I would recommend watching some of these. Most of these are between 5 and 9 minutes long, so it's not going to take a huge portion of your day, but it's very simple, very easy steps you can take. I'd watch all 4 of these. Why not? And then I'm going to put into the chat room right now my email address. If anybody on this call would like to do just a one-on-one training with me, I'd be more than happy to do that with you. If you have any questions about your account, please reach out to me directly. I will say, if it has something to do with like something technical, I'm not a very tech savvy person, to be honest with you. You'll want to email support@List Reports, and they're available 24/7. So, because I'm not available 24/7. If you email me on the weekends, I may or may not see your email. I'll just be completely honest with you. But support is available. So if on like a Saturday afternoon, something's going on and you're having problems with a photo uploading for your open house flyer, as an example, email support@List Reports. They will get back to you within the hour and help you out with that. Okay. Any other questions anybody has? I know we've gone over the 45-minute mark. I think we have like 10 more minutes left if anybody has any questions, but I want to be I know it's Friday. I know you guys have a lot to do before the weekend, so I want to be sensitive to your time as well.
This was great, and we did record it, and I will be sending the recording out to everyone. I think Darin, you covered so much. I personally am not going to be able to remember all of this. Do you by any chance have any kind of document that you could share with step-by-step how to do different things or anything like that?
Again, I believe in the resources we have like just a step-by-step of the FAQ,
Okay.
the knowledge base here.
Knowledge base? Okay.
Yeah. So the knowledge base will take you through everything right here,
Awesome.
step by step.
That's great. So we can just, now we see what we can do. Now we have to go find how to do some of this, but I've done some. It's so easy. I'm impressed.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, too, feel free to reach out to me directly as well. I monitor my emails throughout the day. I get back as quick as I can. I usually get back within the hour, and then, like I said, weekends, you won't probably hear from me until maybe Monday morning, but I might see your emails on Saturday night. I do try my best on the weekends to kind of monitor my emails too, but during the week, Monday through Friday, anytime you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Darin. I really appreciate it, buddy.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks again, everybody. Everybody have a fun, safe weekend, and looking forward to helping you guys out this year.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you,
send out
Karen.
the
Thanks a
Mother's
million.
Day post in there. It's good.
It is a good one. Yes.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Adios,
Bye-bye.
people.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.